3, 2, 1. All right, everyone. Welcome to another episode of No Conditions. I'm your host, Monica, and I'm here with the wonderful and radiant Miss Julie Champagne-Meredyk. Welcome.
Thank you.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad that you're here. So I want to dive into it because this is our take 2. The other one did not record. We literally spoke for, I don't know, I would say 25 minutes until it just shut down and it just didn't work. So this is part of podcasting that I am completely unaware of. So okay. We're just going to revisit everything, and I'm going to constantly be looking over to my right to make sure that it is recording. So I just want to dive into it and just talk about it. You are an employee for CalPlant 1, which is located in Willows, and a lot of people came and talked to me. They were asking me about it, and they were asking what it was and all that fun stuff, especially whenever I had Grant Carmen come in. He is running for supervisor for District 1, and he brought it up about Glenn County growing and how CalPlant was just a great place. But most people not knowing what it is, can you explain what CalPlant 1 does? Again, I'm sorry.
It's okay. CalPlant 1 is amazing. We are the very first and the only MDF plant. Mm-hmm. We are creating MDF from rice straw.
Okay.
So, and not just any rice straw. All of our rice straw comes within a 25-mile radius of CalPlant.
Okay.
So it is all local. It is all this economy that is going to benefit and grow. Mm-hmm. Rice straw is a byproduct.
Okay.
Rice grows in it. You harvest the rice. All you're left with is this rice straw. Mm-hmm. And it is detrimental to the farmers because there's not a lot you can do with it. It used to be, I believe before the 70s, that they would just burn it. Mm-hmm. It wasn't such a big deal. And then as we grow, evolve, and learn, we learn that that's bad for the ozone. It's bad for the environment. It's bad for our air. It's bad for air quality. It's bad for allergies. It's bad for a lot of things. Mm-hmm. So they put a ban on it. You can't burn it anymore. I believe you can still burn, I want to say it's 20%. 20% of your entire acreage can be burned off.
Okay.
The other way to dispose of it is to grind it up in your field and drown it. And it takes a lot of water, more water than it takes to grow rice, to drown it and work it back into the field and make it a usable field again. Mm-hmm. And there's no nutritional value left in it. So it's not doing your ground any good. Mm-hmm. And we live in California.
Water is scarce.
Water's a problem. Mm-hmm. So pretty soon that became a problem. So what we started seeing, I say that like I've been involved for 25 years. Mm-hmm. What they started seeing is literally they were baling it and just letting it decompose and mold and be ugly and gross and disgusting on the edge of the field because there was nothing else you could do with it. And that is where Jim Boyd and Jerry Ulan started figuring it out. Mm-hmm. There's got to be something else we can do with it. So they have painstakingly, and again, it's been 23 and a half years that they have been working on getting this plant up and running. They have figured out their very own patent on how to chop it, how to form it, how to get resin inside and create an MDF board, which is a medium density fiber board. So you can look around, we can look around this room, all of your crown moldings, all of your trim, underneath your laminate, it's all MDF board. The other side of that is for wood MDF, they use formaldehyde. Formaldehyde over time and heat and wear and tear and blah, 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 emits a gas. Mm-hmm. Some people are allergic to. And so hospitals can't use a wood MDF.
I didn't know that.
We do not use formaldehyde. We don't need it. When they chop it down and process it and do whatever they need to do to it, and it splinters, like any splinters that you would see. It's toothpicks. It's long and skinny and straight.
Mm-hmm.
When we chop up and work the rice straw to make fiber, it actually grabs the other ones.
Oh, so like it's
It's
kind of like magnets almost.
well, like curly cues, like it wraps around each other. So there's more help to hold it together,
Oh, okay.
so that when it goes in and it goes through the process and it gets pressed, we don't need as much stuff
Oh,
to
darn.
add to it that wood fibers need.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
it's very cool.
So so you guys are just barely getting up and running. And how many employees do you guys have? What are you guys up to right now?
I started 1 year ago today.
I know. Congratulations. You just had your 1 year anniversary there.
Thank you.
I can't believe it.
I believe I was number 30.
Mm-hmm.
We have had some people that were in that first group of 30 who are no longer there for one reason or another.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, as of today, I believe we are at 86 employees.
Wow.
And we will be at 115 in the
Wow.
next little bit.
That is amazing. Glenn County needs it. They came at the right time too. I tell you what, this is amazing.
It is. It's a fabulous place to be.
Mm-hmm. I bet. Now, you were talking when we were talking earlier about it. You were saying that that being there, I mean, some of the equipment is so large that they actually have to build the equipment and then they have to build the building around it.
Yes.
So it's just this.
It's colossal on a level that you can't even quite get. When I started a year ago, we had 2 buildings, and there was stuff in the buildings. The entire corridor in between the 2 buildings, which I would say is like Mill Street school sized, was empty.
Oh wow.
You can barely walk in between the 2 buildings now for all of the things that have been built and maneuvered and placed there. And now they're putting a building around it. Like, to me, it's backwards. And I go, no, you build the building and then you put stuff in it. But the way that it has to be and how big and how heavy some of the equipment is, just for example, and you can go to the CalPlant One website, and you can actually watch a video of kind of year one from the date that the project funded to where we were. It would be a year ago now. And they talk about the press. The press came over from Germany. It is a wood MDF press. When it came on a cargo ship from Germany to the port in Oakland, it took 12 CHP officers,
Wow.
4 semi-trucks, and the semi-trucks had to be like one was going forward and the other one was going backwards, and they had to be connected. It shut down all of I-5. The entire northbound of I-5 had to be closed off from Oakland to Willows to get the press to the plant site.
Wow. Wow. And it came all the way from Germany.
It did.
Wow.
We have lots of German gentlemen on the plant site still. They're, teaching our supervisors what to do when the alarms go off. There's lots of alarms that go off these days. And we all kind of go, oh.
When is that? When is that?
Because power's only been on out there for, I don't know, a month. It's all been temp power and temp this and temp that. And so now it's the process of downloading the software to all of this crazy cool equipment and getting it all up and running. And then the alarms go off and you have to go figure out why. And a lot of us CalPlant One folks, we don't know why the alarms are going off.
We don't know.
And we don't want to go in there when the alarms are going off. And so there's a lot of deer in the headlights looks that's still happening, but that's why they're still there. That's why we're still in this process, is we have to learn how everything works and how everything fits and what everything means. And It's amazing. They built a building inside the building since I've been there. Like there's a whole building, bathrooms, break rooms, offices. There's an office in the sky inside the building. And I'm always like, what is that? It looks like 4 Connex shipping containers in the sky.
Wow.
And they're like, oh, yeah, the supervisors will be, and I'm like, what? Way up there?
What are they doing up there?
Like that's kind of scary. I don't
I don't want to do any of that.
No, I'll keep my spot in the office. Thanks.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. But yeah, and it's amazing, and it's fabulous, and it grows every single day. I'm a smoker. Because we are extremely flammable, we have designated areas. So you can only smoke if you're like under this tent and in this spot. But I remember walking out one day, and it used to be all I saw was this giant water. We have our own water tank in case of
a fire.
Yeah. So we have this huge, I want to say it's 500,000 gallon water tank. Like it's ginormous. And that used to be what I would see sitting at the table underneath the awning having my smoke. And I come out one day and there's like 3 buildings in the way. And I'm like, when did those show up? Like,
when did that happen?
What? I was just out here like literally 3.5 hours ago. I was just here and these weren't there. But that is what it's like. You could go out. For a while, I was going on a plant site tour about once a week. And it would be different every single time. And now I don't get to go out as much because, sorry, we're swamped. You don't have free time anymore. But I did get to go on a tour. We had a special group of people come in last week, and so I got to go on that tour. And granted, it was a quickie tour. It was not, I've been on tours that take 2.5 hours. This one was like a 30-minute tour. So it was kind of a quickie, and it's kind of funny to walk around out there, and there'll be red tape and caution, do not go in, danger, don't enter. And you're like, we're not going that way. And you have to like reroute your route to get around because you can't go through. Because they're working on something, or they've got, and now that power's on, if you see a wire, it's live.
Yeah.
Let me just tell you, it's live. Don't touch it. Don't go. So there's differences, but it changes every day.
See, I think that's phenomenal. I think that it's, when I was talking to Grant about it, he brought up a really good point that I don't think that CalPlant realizes, the owners realize how amazing it is that they decided to come, because the employees that they're employing, like he said, his vision was to make it to where, Glenn County is a place that you want to stay and that your kids want to stay. That way your kids don't have to go off and find jobs, and you don't have to go out and move away in order to find jobs. And now there's a place that, number 1, people want to work at. Number 2, they treat employees great. And number 3, they don't have to go out of state in order to do it. You know what I mean? Like, they're hiring local. And that's what I like to see. I've heard of people, I can't tell you how many times I've heard somebody say, yeah, did you see CalPlant's going in? Did you see, what is that? What is that? Is it, and it's going to be ginormous. And I know that we have Land O'Lakes. I know that, or we did, I don't know the story on that one, but like Mansville and all that. But this is like the new generation, and it's something that's going to keep evolving and keep going and growing,
Well, and it's a recycled product, and it's not something that we're going to run out of.
Exactly.
Whereas,
especially where it's located at,
Yeah.
rice field of America, basically.
Yep. And we get all of our stuff within a 25-mile radius, and it's every year. Every year and every year and every year. I was in a meeting this morning, and they were talking about kind of the differences between a regular wood-based MDF and what we're going to have and what we're going to be able to do with it. We have a lot more options. We have a lot more things that we can do. We can make it fire retardant. We can make it moisture retardant. We can add color. We can add, there's so much more that we can do with ours that they can't do with a wood based. But they were kind of going over the statistics, and the press that we have, the press that is in is 115 feet.
Holy crap.
Continuous. And it will never stop.
Wow.
And if we just let it go, in 1 year, our one board that would continually go would be 333 times the height of Mount Everest.
Holy crap.
If we just kept folding and stacking
it up. Yeah.
It would go around the earth. Of course, now I forget the statistic, but it's like 176 times.
Holy shit.
Like it's ginormous. The abilities that we'll have are endless.
And it's a recycled product, you know.
And we're never going to run out.
And you'll never run out.
And I'm never going to have somebody knocking on my office door talking about the hurt that we're causing the environment. We are helping more than we are hurting. We are a zero dust plant. It doesn't make dust. We won't have dust. If we have to do, like, there's bits and pieces. So if we have to use a hammer mill for one process for one customer, then yes, the hammer mill makes dust from a dustless product because of what it does. But we also have, it's called a WESP.
A WESP.
No, I'm not going to even try it. It's a wet electrostatic precipitator. I did it. Look at me. Jerry, are you proud? That one is my favorite. It was the tallest thing that was being built when I first started. And now it's not the tallest thing anymore. And it's like, I'm always like, oh, look how little you are.
Look how little.
You're not so big. Basically, any dust that is produced will end up in this WESP, and it gets a shock of steam. And so anything that's actual particle will fall, and the only thing that we will be emitting is steam.
Wow.
I know. It's really cool. It's a really
Talk
cool
about
place.
the way of the future.
I know.
You know? Well, shout out to CalPlant One. I just want to tell you guys, we appreciate you. Welcome to Glenn County, and we wish you nothing but the best for all of your future endeavors. Everybody is really excited, and I'm really excited for you. It sounds like this is going to be a great gig.
We are really excited too.
Yeah. And I mean, it's almost there. It sounds like you guys are almost there.
It is finish line time.
Yeah.
And we're ready.
Yep. It sounds like you guys are. Well, I'm proud of you. I'm totally proud. And a whole year.
I know. They've put up with me for that long.
Oh,
I know. Those people deserve medals.
Shout out to you people. Let me tell you. Shauna, you're amazing. I want to tell you. So I want to get into it. We were talking about earlier. We were talking about your wonderful husband, Mr. Tony.
Oh,
and
good
I know
God.
he's going to be listening to this, and we are going to talk about you whether you like it or not. And I know he's sitting there going, "Oh God, oh God." But most people don't know this about him, is that he was like a top dog racer. Like, he was, what kind of racer was he again? I don't remember. I know that we just sat there. Drag racing. That's right.
Yep.
And he was
NRA or NHRA.
NHRA, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was like the top dog.
Yeah.
Like, they traveled all over. They did the whole thing.
He had a very cool life before he met me.
We were talking about that. You got all the shit stuff. So, but he actually, so he was in an accident in one of them.
Several.
Really?
Oh yeah. There's an actual photograph. It was on our fridge for a while. I'll have to ask him what he did with it. In his entire car is in flames and he's in it. Like, there's been a few. I think his biggest was right down here. It was either in Sonoma or Pomona. And I get the two confused because
Sonoma, Pomona.
Well,
Tomato.
And it wasn't my world.
Yeah.
I wasn't a part of it.
Yeah.
But his parachutes didn't come out. and he was doing, I think he was doing 286 miles an hour at that point in time. Went off the end of the track, rolled it into a prune orchard, caught fire, got hurt, life flighted out, the whole 9 yards. Yeah, it was a pretty gnarly one.
And he had
from the sounds of it, he ended up with a pipe stuck through, like straight through. So he's got a pretty gnarly scar on his back. They did a skin graft from his thigh to put it back together. That's now one of my lovely wifely duties is I have to shave the scar because it grows hair.
He's gonna shit when he hears it.
I know. I'm so dead tomorrow. That's even if I live through tonight. He doesn't even know where I am. Hi, honey.
Hey, babe. Guess what? Monica conned me into this.
But yeah, you know, he's had this great, cool, amazing life where he's traveled and he's done all these wonderful things. I just wasn't a part of that. I just get the aftermath. I get the fallout. I get the back in the day. You know, and he talks about things from, he started this when he was 16. He was drag racing at 16. Yeah. He got his driver's license and then his license to drag within like the same month.
Was it a family thing?
Yeah. Dad started it. Tony was the driver. Kevin was the mechanic. Kevin is the younger brother. Kevin actually stayed with it for a number of years after they quit and worked for somebody else.
Wow.
In that whole lifestyle. But yeah, they did it. It was fun. It was expensive. They had money. This is what they did. Tony knows a lot of people. He knows, what's that damn movie? Oh, he's going to kill me because I don't remember the movie. The woman race car driver back in the day, like the first one ever. And she had a relationship with Steve Coletta. And he's big still, like in that world, and owns his own plane and all of that. And Tony's like, oh yeah, that's my buddy Steve. Check him out. And I'm like, your buddy Steve owns a plane? Like, can we get in on some of this? No, I just get the fallout. I just get to shave the scar and deal with the busted ankle and talk about your glory days.
Oh, wow.
By the way, when he started, I was 6.
Well,
just
there
saying.
you go. There you go.
Like, just saying.
Yeah.
He wants to talk about his glory days. I'll talk about how young I was back then.
It's the same with Randy and I. With as many years as there are between us, he'll always sit there. I'll talk about high school, and he'll be like, "God, where were you when I was in high school?" I'm like, "I was 3." He's like, "Shut up! I don't want to talk about that anymore."
Yeah, Tony will bring up his high school graduation, and I'll be like, I was 8.
I was rolling my boogers, and I wasn't even an itch in my daddy's pants whenever my husband was in high school. I was like nothing. I was an ovary is what I was. I was just a little sperm. But yeah, I did not know that about him though. That was one thing that when we all started hanging out together, I didn't know, because he talks about some things. But most of the time, your husband is such a big gossip. Like, he's like a woman. He'll walk up to you and be like...
World's biggest drama queen.
He'll walk up and he'll be like, have you talked to Julie? I'll be like, no, why? Or he'll call, have you talked to Julie? No, why? What happened? You didn't hear? I'm like, no, what? Somebody forgot to empty the dishwasher. And it wasn't me. Or the door was left. Like the door was wide open when I got home. I'm like, really? What happened? Nothing. I realized I left it open. That's his life. And or he'll gossip about people who you have no fucking clue who they are. He's like, do you know Bob down in Williams? I'm like, no, I don't. Well, I want to tell you. What? Well, he went home the other day and 2 of his horses died. I'm like, what? Okay, did you kill him? Because other than that, I really have no reason to know whatsoever what happened with Bob. And I really don't give a flying shit about,
Oh, honey. That's my everyday life.
Does he call you just randomly out of the blue?
He will call me at work. What are you doing? Working. What are you doing? I just got off the phone with Ryan. Ryan who? Well, Ryan's his chemical guy.
Uh-huh.
Okay. He's so mad. He's so mad that we have tickets for this weekend.
Oh yeah.
And he's livid. And he saw them at the tackle box. And it was the best night of his life. And he is so pissed off because he has other plans he can't go.
Oh yeah.
And we have tickets to go.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, do I care?
Poor Ryan.
I'm at work.
Is a house burning down and is our child at home?
Are you bleeding profusely and your mom's too inebriated to drive you to the hospital? Because that's happened.
What is going on?
Then let me work.
Let me do me.
What are you doing?
I love him to death, though. He seriously has the best heart I've ever encountered. But this weekend, ginormous news. Everybody, I have to let you know what I'm going to be doing on Saturday. We are going to midget wrestling, which everybody knows. Micromania. And I have to tell you, there are very few things in my life that I will shed a tear over the beauty of it. Little people are one of them. I'm not going to lie. I have been tempted. I want to go to Oregon to the roll-off farm and go buy a pumpkin from the little people there. I didn't mean to say midget because that is not PC at all because I'm from that. I know that community. I'm on Facebook and I am friends with them, and I know that you do not call them that. They're little people. But we are going to go watch them little devils go toe to toe, and there's girls. There's one like
the bombshells.
I
know. I'm so excited.
I cannot. You could cut my glass with nipples. I am so excited to go and see.
Glass with nipples?
I could cut glass with my nipples. I'm that excited. Yeah, I am so excited to go. I cannot wait. It's gonna be a blast.
We're gonna have so much fun.
We do the weirdest shit, and this is one thing where I'm like, this is amazing.
Chalk it up.
100% in. I don't care. Like, I love them.
So I was telling everybody at work.
Were they looking at you like you're a horrible person to think that this is a great idea?
So we bought tickets on Sunday, right? I go into work on Monday, and they're like, "How was your weekend?" I'm like, "Guess what I'm doing next weekend?"
You're never gonna go.
You're never gonna believe it. I have tickets. And they're like, "Seriously?" So my boss,
they think you're an asshole.
No, my boss, my one boss was like, "Hey, that actually might be. I'm gonna talk to the wife." And he's like, "I don't know. I don't think she's gonna see it the way you see it. I think she's gonna see it a little bit like how horrible to be."
Like amused by this or even entertained.
Yeah. And I'm like, look, it is not little people slavery here.
No, we're not going and watching a cockfight or a dog fight.
They have made a choice to do this with their lives. We're just enjoying that choice.
We're paying good money. They're going to
Yes, I did.
We are going to make good. They're going to make good money, and we're going to go and see it. Damn it.
Yeah, and they've made the choice. That's not for me.
No, they're getting.
There's no little people slavery happening here.
They'll get their gigs.
This is a choice that they've made. I just get the benefit.
Exactly, and hopefully they have popcorn because that's all I care about. If I had a bag of popcorn, I do want a picture with them because the two, they're off of the movie Nacho Libre. And I'm like, we are going to be best friends. I'll be probably following them on Instagram here by the end of the night. I cannot wait.
What if they come and be on your podcast?
Oh, my God. Well, they'd have to wear their masks because you can't see their identity.
That'd be okay.
I know. I
You'd
would
still
love
have
it.
little people in here on your podcast.
It would be Hotel California, though. They could check out, but they could never leave. I would keep them here forever.
You actually might.
I would. I would probably. I think I'm gonna cry. That's how much I love them.
You're gonna be shaking. That much
I'm gonna
I know.
be.
You're gonna be shaking when we leave here.
I'm gonna have to wear a puddle pad
"Bleh."
because I'm gonna be so excited. I'm gonna pee my pants. I can't wait. So yeah. So that's what we got going on this weekend, and I'm definitely gonna get back on, and I will let everybody know what an amazing night that was. Oh, he's calling.
Now he's calling.
Uh-huh.
I tried to call him hours ago. He's going to have to wait.
He's going to have to wait. We have 15 more minutes, so
He'll
can
call you
suck
next.
it up. I know. So that's our plan for this weekend. We are going to be doing that. I can't wait. And it's going to be great.
It's going to be uber exciting.
Mm-hmm. So we have that going on. What else do we got going on?
Well, Stony Ford Rodeo's coming up. We got to start planning for that.
I know.
And again, we got to cut me off
At 3.
3 Bloody Marys during the parade
'Cause
is
you
all
get
I get.
handsy.
I do get handsy.
You get handsy with any of
Anyone.
the alcohol gets down your throat. You're like all over it.
It's a good thing my husband's not more of a fighter. He's a big dude.
He is. If anybody has never seen Tony, Tony's what,
4?
6'4",
240?
and he's just a big guy.
He's just a big dude.
This is something funny. We did not say this the last podcast that we talked. Is remember when I was doing a haircut, and we were leaving right directly after the haircut. Like we were waiting for the guy to leave so that way we could load up in our trailer and go to the casino. We were taking our trailers up there for the night for your birthday.
Okay.
And so you guys were going to meet here with your trailer, and we were all going to caravan up. And so my haircut finishes. I finished my haircut, and he says, I need to go get money.
Oh,
and then I'll be back.
No. Your trailer was already up there.
Oh, our trailer was already up there. That's
with
right.
Randy.
That's
we
right.
were picking you up.
You were picking me up.
Uh-huh.
That's right.
I
That's
do.
Right. And so you guys pull up, so I'm sitting there and I'm like, I have to wait for this guy to come back with money. And you're like, we just left the ATM, and Tony comes over and he's like, yeah, this guy was such an asshole. He was like, you're blocking. You guys had gone to the ATM apparently and blocked his way to get in or whatever. And you guys kind of got in this little thing with them until your husband gets out of the truck and the guy sees how big he is. And he was like, holy shit, this guy is ginormous. And then all of a sudden, around the corner, here comes my haircut. And he said as soon as he rounded the corner and saw the trailer, he had this instant of, oh, shit. But they shook hands. They did. They
made friends.
Yes. If they only knew that Tony was like...
ginormous.
Yeah. He wouldn't have started any shit with him.
But it made Tony's day. He was like, that guy wanted to fight.
I know.
He really wanted to fight. He's like, hey, asshole. You can't be blocking the entrance to the bank. You aren't the only one that needs to use the ATM. And he's like, well, I got my trailer. It's not like I'm going to pull into the bank. And it's small town Orland. And he certainly isn't going to make me walk across the street. It's my birthday.
It's your birthday. Nope.
It was bad enough I had to go to the ATM myself. and then to literally just have the guy follow us all the way back around here.
And he said as soon as he rounded the corner, he was like, oh shit. Yeah. I was like, oh my God. The guy had like a total fucking, he just had this look on his face like, oh shit. And he later told me, he was like, I didn't realize how big he was until he got out of the truck. And then I thought, I was counting my odds going, that guy is going to kick my ass. He goes, I'm too old and I'm too tired. He goes, if I'd have fucking known he was that tall and that big, I'd have gone to another bank. I would have gone somewhere else. I didn't need the money. I could have called and told you, I'll get you next week. So, but they shook hands, and your husband is so great at that. Like he was like, oh, not a big deal. Don't worry about it. Everyone has a bad day. It's not a big deal. Blah, 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 blah. Like, I thought that was great of him.
It's only a big deal if it's Michaela.
Exactly. It's different. It's different whenever it's somebody that he knows that he could win the fight. It's not, yeah. But no, it was great, and he's adorable. But yeah, we were telling a story, which I have to tell this story. So we went to Trinity. Shout out to Trinity. I'm going to say this all over again.
Trinity River RV.
Trinity River
on Rush
RV.
Road.
Yes.
Find them on Facebook.
They are great. Tammy and Damien what they have done to that place is by far, like, it's the best gig. I could live up there
It's
forever.
one of my favorites.
Yes. If you
It
guys ever,
absolutely
you guys
is.
have to, if anybody listening to this and wants to go to Trinity, you guys have to get the half hookups or whatever it is down by the river. Like that's the place you want to go. That place is awesome. And there's 4 sites, and they only have water and power. We decided to take those 4 sites over. It was us, the Arents, and Mr. Scotty Bambauer. And shout out to Bambauer Towing. I have to say that. And so we got down there. And you guys all decided that you guys were going to float down the river. You guys were going to tube it. And I, of course, being the helicopter mom that I am.
That was Damien's idea.
He was like, look, I'll load you guys up. I'll take you up to the top of the river, up to the bridge with your tubes. And you guys can tube down the river right into your campsite. And you have to make, you have to make a turn on the river into this little gully. but it will dump you right into the campsite.
Right back.
So I was bon voyaging you guys, thinking not a big deal. And then my daughter looks at me, realizing that her and I are the only ones that will not be attending this river raft cruise. So I thought, oh my God, what am I going to do? Well, you and your husband were going to float down on a double tube together. And
which is not a normal thing.
no, you guys would.
I don't usually like him that much.
No, but you guys were going to love one another and do it. And so I decided, and this is just a testament to Tony. So you're a certified lifeguard.
I am.
We had my husband, who is a fireman. You have Tony Arent, who's a fireman. You have, everybody knows how to swim. Everybody is certified in CPR, everything. And so I'm still the helicopter mom going, I'm not tubing down a river with my 6-year-old or 7-year-old at the time. But you guys conned me into it. We had a life jacket on her.
You know she's 9, right?
I know.
Okay.
That was 9, 8.
No.
She was 7.
No, this was just this summer.
Oh, it was, huh? Yeah, it was just in July. But it doesn't matter. She was 8. So I wasn't going to do that. It was terrifying. I'd never, it was a river. I'm a helicopter mom. I don't care. Shut up. So we decided to tube down, and Pooh loved it. Like, my daughter, seriously, she thought that was the coolest thing. And I will say it was the coolest thing.
Fun.
That was phenomenal. That was such a good idea. Shout out to Damien. You did an awesome job. Good idea. So, and I totally forgive you for drinking all my beer.
And yay to Tony for remembering the air compressor.
He did awesome.
Right?
Yeah. So we get these tubes. We're floating down the river.
I talked Tony into taking a single tube all by himself.
He did amazing.
So that you and Poot could ride with me on my double.
Exactly. And so we get going, and I have my flip-flop, using it as like a
paddle. Wannabe.
And I'm getting nervous on certain things. Certain tides were a little questionable.
Running into a tree.
And
some big rocks.
But we get to it, and Tony is probably, I don't know, 10 feet away from us, ahead of us. And downstream. And all of a sudden you look at him and you go, Tony, we need to make our turn. Tony, paddle back to me. Tony, get to us. And he is fighting for his life to get to us. And you're like, grab my toes, grab my foot, Tony. You're splashing.
Tony, don't splash me.
You're splashing my cigarette, Tony. And he's trying as hard as he can. He was so fucking winded by the time he got to us. And then trying to get my lard ass and all of us to turn into this gully. And by the time we were done, you just looked at me like, you did good, babe. Now grab the raft. We need Tony, get the raft. It's going to go. And he's like, son of a bitch. But he did it. He was like, fuck it. I'm just going to do it. He was so adorable.
He always does that. He'll tell me that he's my pack mule.
I know. But he's
just
freaking adorable. He's just so adorable. So that's just Tony. That's how and he's a jack of all trades and a master at none, but some. He will do anything though. For
you.
All I have to do is ask him. Like, you were talking about the sensor on your truck.
Yeah, could you call him for me?
Oh my God.
Please.
And that thing has been going off for how long?
Like 6 months. And it came on in his truck, and then he fixed it, and he figured it all out. And so he was so excited, and he came home, and he's like, I'm going to do what I did to my truck to your truck. He's a mechanic, for crying out loud. Like, this should not be
an issue
that hard.
But
if you call him, he'll fix it.
I'll fix it. Yeah.
Could you do that for me?
I will. I'll talk to my people and have my people get in contact with you. We'll have to make an appointment, but we'll do it.
I'm sure.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
But he's adorable. And you guys have been married for how long? How long has it been? It's
been too long. That's my answer all the time. We were married in 2008.
Really?
It will be 12 years.
Wow. You guys had, so you had a daughter prior, and then you guys have a beautiful son. Aiden, he is so cool. Michaela is so awesome. You guys have two of the coolest kids, really. You guys really, truly do.
I do. I will agree with that one. I got some great kids.
Your son is a swimmer, and your daughter just passed her
EMT.
An EMT. That is so exciting. She's starting it out, man. She's starting it out. I know.
Yeah, that's okay. She just told me the other day that she's looking at an application for OVFD.
Oh, awesome. I can't wait. I think that'll be great.
Those people run into fires.
I know, honey.
Okay.
I know.
Now, wait a minute. You can be a helicopter mom, but I can't?
No, because you know why? I know that she's going to be safe as a kitten. I know that she will be. It's different. I feel the same way about this as you do about the raft. You know, you see in the future, you see that everything's going to be okay. Where you're in uncharted territory. That's my gig. Water is your gig. You know everything's going to be okay. I know everything's going to be okay because those boys are top notch, the best, and she will be trained. And she is 21. She is not 8 years old who just learned how to doggy paddle. So there's a huge difference. But she'll be safe. She'll be totally safe. And they do not, the one good thing about them is safety is our number one. And that's what I love about them. So she's going to be safe as a kitten. And I wish her the best of luck with that. I really, truly do. I know. Scary. Terrifying. I can't wait. I think it's awesome. So we have this weekend coming up. That's ginormous. What else? I don't even know what, we have tons of things going on, but it just seems like everything's at a stall. Like you're working.
I need a stall.
I know.
I need a stall. This month, January, it seemed like it took forever.
Yes.
Like it was forever between paychecks. It was forever to do everything. It was forever. The month was an entire year long.
Mm-hmm.
February, we even have an extra day, and I still feel like February only took me a week.
Yeah.
And there's still so much I have to do. I am falling very far behind on all the things. So if I'm supposed to do something with you or for you and you're listening to this, dude, I'm sorry. You gotta remind me because I am losing my shit over here. Between work and basketball and writing lessons and archery and EMT, stop at DMV, do this, do that, and the normal day-to-day stuff.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about it.
I'm so far behind.
Mm-hmm.
If something doesn't change soon, I'm going to move out of my house because I won't be able to take it anymore. And that's not a dig on my husband. It's not a dig on my kids. My housekeeper quit.
I know.
That is a dig on Corwin.
Yes, Corwin.
Because I need her.
Mm-hmm.
I need her. And then, so she says something the other day on Facebook, just because we're talking about Corwin and we haven't talked about this, about not getting to see her friends anymore. And I'm like, yeah, I don't get to see you anymore either. And she's like, oh, I'm going to come by this weekend. I'll text you. Guess what I got?
What?
Nothing.
Corwin.
Nothing. She
Damn
doesn't
it.
text me back. She doesn't show up for the weekend. She doesn't
Oopsie.
anything. Yeah, no, she's on my shit list.
Mm-hmm.
We have Stony Ford coming up.
We do have Stony Ford coming up. That is the first weekend in May. I'm totally excited about that. I think I might go. What I loved about last year is I went up by myself. And what I do is, because you normally work on until Friday. And so what I do is I make sure that dinner is ready for everybody whenever they get there. And I make tri-tip in the barrel. I do all the barrel cooking. I love it. That's my favorite thing. And
Me too. I love it when you do that.
I know. I do a really good job of that.
You do a really good job.
That's my jam. So we get up there and everything's great. I actually went up on Wednesday, broke my generator, pulled the string out, couldn't get it to work. It was just a complete shit show, but it was one of the best trips. Every year it just keeps getting better and better and better. And I want to make it last as long as I possibly can. I want to go up on a Monday. I'm fuck it. I'm going to take 2 weeks off and I'm going to spend all this time with all the older people that are up there because they have no life. And I'm going to be up there with them just so I can camp. And I never used to be a camper. I hated camping. It was like spending $500.
We're not camping.
It's glamping. However, it's like spending $500 to go live like a homeless person. That's how I feel.
Honey, homeless people would be loving.
They would. But
I just
there's dirt but I will say that you have opened my eyes to this whole camping thing. I do love my trailer. I do love going camping. I think I love the food. The food is up there. I love my trailer and I love the food. I don't like the dirt. I don't like as long as I can shower and, I just think about that. Like I remember going up one time camping to the lake and someone's like, oh, I don't shower for like 4 days. I'm like, oh my God, really?
Yeah, that's disgusting.
That's disgusting. I don't even like waking up the next day and having, yesterday's underpants. It's just, no. Why would you do that? Ugh. So, yeah. But you've opened my eyes to camping, and I appreciate that. I love camping with you guys. It's so much fun. And we have the Arents that are going to go with us. Tony and Mindy, they love going up there with us. And Scotty B, and it's gonna be fun. So we have Stony Ford in May. I can't wait. So time has flown.
Well, of course it has.
So that's awesome. So I want to thank you for coming in. I appreciate this. I appreciate you. I just want to. The lights just completely dimmed on us. I don't know what happened. I think somebody.
There's a ghost.
It's the kukui, as what Paloma would say. The kukui is here. I really appreciate you. Shout out to CalPlant 1. Thank you guys so much. Welcome to Glenn County. I hope Glenn County treats you just as good as you are obviously treating everybody in Glenn County. So, I want to thank you. This has been fun. And it recorded, so this is great. I can't wait.
That's a plus.
That's a bonus. So is there anything I'm missing?
What quick little shout, just because I am an Orland Otter mom.
Uh-huh.
We need some new equipment down
Okay.
at that pool.
Okay.
So if you have a business and it's the beginning of the year and you're looking for a really good tax write-off, I got letters, I got tax ID numbers, I got little swimmers who will come in and take photos with you for the newspaper and Facebook and all of the above.
Fantastic.
But if you've ever gone down to the Orland pool and had a drink of water in that drinking fountain, you would know that it is not drinkable.
Okay.
We need some hydration stations. We need some stuff. We've got a big, beautiful pool. They did a wonderful job renovating. Now it's time to upgrade the rest of it.
Okay.
So if anybody wants to donate to that cause, I'm available.
So they get a hold of you?
Yeah.
Okay. Who's the president?
Eric Testerman.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Fantastic.
Is the president of our
Okay.
Orland Otters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And if you are 15 years old and above and looking for a summer job, get your application in with Joe Finsky and come take my lifeguard training class. That'll happen in May.
Okay. And Joe Finsky is at the rec department.
He's down at the rec center, and you can find me on Facebook, and my class will be the first part of May right here at our Orland pool.
Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I know, all kinds of stuff.
All kinds of fun stuff going on.
There's stuff.
There is. Well, awesome. Well, I'm going to wrap this up. I want to thank everybody for listening. And I want to let everybody know that check out CalPlant 1. Look up the website. Check it out. Look at the videos. They have awesome videos to explain what's going on. Don't forget to check out the Orland Otters on the Rec Center Facebook page. I'm sure it's on there, isn't it?
No, we have our own.
You have your own Orland Otters Facebook page.
Yep.
Check them out. And like she said, if you're a business and you want to help sponsor, or if you're a person you want to just help sponsor, get a hold of her on Facebook, Julie Champagne-Meredyk, and she'd be more than happy to send you out in the right direction and have everyone clue in on it and help out. That would be great. That would be really awesome.
It would be fantastic.
All right, guys, this is it for me. This is No Conditions. I want to thank everybody for listening. You guys can check me out on Instagram and Facebook at No Conditions. And if you guys want to get a hold of me, you guys can get a hold of me at noconditions2020@gmail.com. I want to thank my guest again, Julie Champagne-Meredyk, for coming in and talking to me. I appreciate it. And I am out. Thank you.